A leading brain surgeon who's been diagnosed with advanced prostate cancer is backing calls for a change in the law on assisted dying. Henry Marsh, who's written books about his life as a neurosurgeon, is supporting a letter from a cross-party group of MPs and Peers, which is asking for the Justice Secretary to hold an inquiry. Helena Wilkinson reports.
During his career as an eminent neurosurgeon, Henry Marsh operated on over 10,000 patients. Today, he's dealing with his own diagnosis.
I was diagnosed with what is called advanced prostate cancer. That's prostate cancer which has spread beyond the prostate gland. The first few weeks I was actually very, very frightened and scared indeed.
His cancer diagnosis has made him think about his own death. He's always been an advocate of assisted dying.
It's a myth verging on a lie from the opponents of assisted dying, but with good palliative care, death is always okay. And it means that patients and their families and palliative care doctors and all doctors cannot have an open, upfront discussion about what the options are.
The 71-year-old is supporting a call by politicians for the government to hold an inquiry. In a letter to the Justice Secretary Robert Buckland, they highlight data from the Assisted Dying Coalition that showed the number of people travelling to Switzerland has increased sixfold. Whilst they recognise there are legitimate concerns about changing the law, an inquiry would allow for difficult questions to be explored in an objective way. Some politicians who signed the letter, organised by Humanists UK and the campaign group My Death, My Decision, previously voted against changing the law.
Where people know that they are approaching the end of their life, where they know that that is going to be an extremely painful experience, or where people realise that the quality of their life, is going to be virtually negligible, then I think they are entitled to the alternative option.
Currently, assisting a suicide is a crime in England and Wales. The Care Not Killing Alliance said the law protected the vulnerable.
One of the things which we have learned from this pandemic is how valuable life is for everybody and how we need to take care of the elderly and the vulnerable in our society. And indeed, just the other week, the CQC published a report in which they criticised the human rights abuses that have taken place in relation to the response to the COVID pandemic.
The Ministry of Justice said any change to the law must be for individual MPs to consider rather than a decision for government. The law, as it stands, is one that sharply divides opinions on both sides. Helena Wilkinson, BBC News.